Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you for being with me again today. We might not be military experts and analysts and advisors, senior advisors, or anything like that. We're just regular people, regular Indians. We're no chiefs here. But we still can use our intelligence and we can use our knowledge that we accumulated uh, in our lives, and we should not be shy from expressing those because you actually will express them and we will be countered by other people who did the same thing as you did. No geniuses on the other side. The same people, maybe with less time to and less interest to get knowledge, but more interest to do other stuff. So let's go and see what is this all about. From the get-go, I read this article, to say that, and as a brigadier general, Ukrainian one, and I have very low, I already gave him very low scores for whatever he says and for his professional ability. And I will read the article and I will read his quotes regarding certain military information or intelligence information that he got or he didn't get. So in my assessment, and I will say it because as I made the introduction, I provide myself with that right given by God or by the providence or by the divinity or whatever, and I will express it. And I think that this brigadier doesn't know much, just to get to say that. So let's say this comes from Ukrainska Pravda, or he either doesn't know much, or he's just not saying things. So he's either stupid or a liar, put it this way. Or could be both sometimes. So we have here Ukrainska Pravda, military from today, June 4th, 2022. Military hoped to the last that Russia would only attack through Donbas, Brigadier General. Okay, so this is what he says. So Dmitro Kasilinkov, that's a Russian name with O at the end, the commander of the Pivnich North Operational and Tactical Group, is a very important individual, says the military hoped, so they hoped, up until the last moment that Russia would begin its active hostilities from the temporarily occupied territory of Donbas. The joint forces were ready for the invaders' attack. The source is Brigadier General Dmitro Krasilnikov, commander of the North Operational Tactical Group, quoted by the press center of the General Staff. So tactical group, what does it mean? He has to have tons of information, of knowledge, of the enemy's positions, the intelligence. He has to have all that. He has to have all that in order to tactically, plan. So let's say, quote, and I'm quoting this General Brigadier. We thought, and we can say hoped, that the enemy would start its active hostilities from the occupied territory of Luhansk and Donetsk Oblast. Again, we thought that the invaders might be disguised as units of illegal armed groups from the LDPR, self-proclaimed Luhansk and Donetsk People's Republics, volunteers and mercenaries, adding a few of the regular Russian troops, perhaps with the support of long-range MLRS and aviation, perhaps. We believed to the last that our enemy would not go as far as large-scale aggression on all fronts in all areas. We hope for the best, but we prepared for the worst. Man, violin, that sounds very beautiful. But what you did is really, he said that the military was in shape, units and supervisions were in combat positions, and artillery was positioned in the expected areas. Good, good. So the first strike on the areas of withdrawal was unsuccessful for the enemy, and we retained our main combat power, and this enabled us to inflict serious losses on the enemy in our subsequent actions. Okay, now he said they were not ready. How are you not ready? They're going to attack from your country. That was still your country. You had over there a lot of informants. It was still operating. partly with some people that were on your payroll. You should have had that. You should have had all the information already from the satellite, from your friends from NATO, where they told you where the armies are. They provide you with that. I'm 100% certain. We saw pictures. What about you that were expecting that? So how you did not expect what the pictures, what the evidence provided to you was provided to you. You knew exactly where the rush. It was not like a car going and hiding in the woods, and you don't see what's going on in the car. You know what I mean? But it's just there were troops, there were armies, columns moving on the Russian territory, going to take position on the border here, there, there. So you knew exactly, you should have known exactly where the troops are. Not only by the intelligence information that you might have had, by listening or tapping in or receiving phone calls or whatever information, walkie-talkie from your friends from the area, including spies in the agents in the infiltrated in the Russian army. You should have seen it. You should have known about it. There's big number of troops. You can't just, oh my God, there's like 70 tanks rolling down the freeway or the highway. What was that? There was a fly? You know what I mean? Those things are not hard to notice. So you should have known the magnitude. You say, oh, we didn't expect them to attack from all the fronts. But what did you expect? Only from Donbas and Luhansk? How can you minimize that when you have the information? We knew the Russians were in Belarus, didn't we? Didn't we? We knew. You knew exactly what forces were over there. So you know those were not defensive units, didn't you? So is either lying that, oh, and why is he reaching this conclusion now? Is it the end of the war? When you make an analysis of your mistakes or your successes, is that what it is now? Are we getting there and we're not told? I have a gut feeling that we might getting that in the past, 5 days already. There were a lot of statements and a lot of things that lead me to conclude my personal assessment. I'm not an expert. I'm not an analyst. I'm not an advisor. My conclusion is that something is breaking over there. That's it. And it breaking in a Ukrainian army. It's too much tragedy and too much agitation in the West, and to tell the Ukrainians, oh, you gotta maybe make some concessions to the Russians, maybe this and that. Oh, we were pushing back, but we're not retreating. We're just repositioning ourselves and so on. And the Russians are continuously gaining land. How is that possible? And the Russians are losing. They didn't achieve what this is. You know what I mean? So back to this gentleman. He's at the top. He's a decision maker. He's a big shot. Big shot. He said, oh, we didn't expect that. But we thought that we didn't expect. What you didn't expect? It's a war. You expected anything. You expected a few Russians with sheep hives on, going on the fields with their AK-47s, if you have them. Really? I mean, that's poor analysis. If you didn't, oh, we were prepared, but we didn't expect it. You knew exactly what it was all about. You saw the movements. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you have the intelligence. Well, no, not you personally, intelligence, but I mean, you know what I mean. In the field. So I don't know what this guy is talking about, and it seems like a kind of mea culpa of what is that? What is that? And why now? Nevertheless, I was baffled when I read this. I was like, what are you talking about? Well, and you were briefed. I'm pretty sure you were helped by people in the West with a lot of information, looking at the extent to which they got involved in this with weapons, with all that, with sanctions, and how far they went with all of that. I'm pretty sure they gave you coordinates, they gave you pictures, they gave you access, limited access, because that's what they do. They still want to control certain things, and good for them. That's their equipment and their information. You either probably have people who monitor that, people who advised you, people who were involved shoulder to shoulder discussing maps. And I mean, we're not idiots. We are not idiots. This is a war where people die, where countries disappear. Don't tell me it was like, I don't know, man. It was not like that. It was not. And if it's like that, then that should be a losing side, and will be a losing side, because you can't, unless the other one is even worse than you are. And I don't know what to say about that one. Nevertheless, this is a Brigadier General. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just. See ya.